Alrighty, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Dark Souls. When we last left off, we had progressed our journey through the ruined township of Ulusil, making it to about the halfway marker, and we got a very special key from a mimic that we killed, which we're going to be using in today's episode, first and foremost, before... Well, actually, we'll probably pause our journey through Ulusil and instead go off to take care of something else, which involves, using the key that we've obtained and things that we can do after it. So, from the starting bonfire, I'm going to run up this staircase as we did before. Come over to this secluded tower. Which leads to a ladder. Which then leads to this guy.
A visitor, have we? Thou must be the one who freed Artorias. That old friend he was. Thanks to thee, he left this world with honor intact. And here I am, retired and blind. Of little help to thee, I'm afraid.
So, this is Hawkeye Gough, one of the 4 Knights of Gwyn, and the last one we've to meet. Big, giant dude. We've seen giants like him before, but this one is a lot more fluent/elegant in his speech. As you can see, he is both a craftsman, with all these little stone head things he's carved, and a ranger/bowman. This giant-ass bow that he's got. Of course, as he says, he's also blind. But, as you'll see eventually, that doesn't really impede his skills. He also serves, well, aside from, being cool lore and a guy who is one of the 4 Knights of Gwyn and looking awesome, he's also a merchant, selling some pretty basic stuff, like a few more carvings, homeward bone, dung pie, prism stone. He's also selling some titanite shards and his great arrows. Now, why don't we continue our conversations with him?
If thou seekest to explore this domain, be wary of a black dragon. I fear thee no match for this terrible beast. There's very little to be said. What good is a dog with no hares to hunt? But I'm lucky to be alive, I suppose. There's very what good is, but I'm lucky to be. Farewell, human. Lead thy life as thou seest fit.
So, he's not going to do it right now. I think we actually have to either go to where that black dragon that he mentioned is, or at the very least go to where it's blowing fire. I think. We'll find out in a sec. Yeah. So we're going to come down this way. Come over this way. You can see Assassin Girl is gone. So she left their stuff. This is the corpse of that monster that Artorias threw at us. Very fun. Royal wood. And let's head back over to the guy who attacked us. See what is wrong with him.
Oh, you. You have quite some nerve. Or are you just thick? Fine then. What is it that you need?
Not selling anything new, I don't think.
Did you really slay Knight Artorias? I'd heard the Abyss found him first, but even still, that's absolutely treacherous. Yes, magnificently so. Believe it or not, Ulysses has brought the Abyss upon itself, fooled by that toothy serpent. They upturned the grave of primeval man and incited his ornery wrath. What could they have been thinking? But to you and I, it's all ancient history. You have to ask yourself, does it really matter? Well, you've quite the nerve. I've had enough of you. Well, I've had...
Fine.
I'll be seeing you, if you survive.
So, yeah, he mentioned that Ulysses brought this abyss disaster on itself because it turned up the grave of primeval man. Yeah. You remember that giant hand that reached out of that dark portal and grabbed us? Well, that's the primeval man that Ulysses apparently disturbed. Now, he did mention a toothy serpent. It is believed that that serpent is Framped. I think it's confirmed, actually, or at least it's as known as it can be without being confirmed. Who is the serpent that we're working with? Which makes you think, well, doesn't that make him super suspicious and kind of evil? Well, yes and no. Depends on how you look at it. They certainly... Disturbing the grave of primeval man certainly was a bad idea and led to all this. So, you know, not good. And Framp also did, you know, a little bit of a tricksy thing in New Londo with the Abyss, and you saw how that turned out. He has been trying to get the, find the Dark Lord for a long time, and has been trying to awaken the Abyss into a new age. It's kind of... It's complicated. The way he goes about it isn't necessarily good, but that doesn't necessarily mean his end goal is bad, especially with what we find out in later games. For now, though, all we know is that the Age of Fire is ending. We were tasked to light the flame and reignite the age, but if you've been following me, I have clearly refused to do that. Instead, I'm gunning for a different ending. Which may make me seem evil, but again, later games and even just general later discussion will showcase why that may not be the case. Anyways, we do have some doggos down here. Weird looking dogs. And I think it's down here that we're gonna get attacked by you know who. Big old Durgan. Could go down that way, but also down this way. Because there's loot to be had. I think there was a lizard here. If we just reset. Sent us up back here for some reason. That guy down there. There we go. So if we stay down here, we'll get attacked. Okay, see, there he is. Oh jeez. So he's just gonna keep spreading his flame around here. Cool. As long as he stay back here, he shouldn't, but he's gonna keep flying back and forth and killing you. You have no way to get to him. Oh, and it killed him. Oh, well, I should have probably stayed back more. Oh, well. I believe that does give us what we need, though, in order to get Go to act for us.
Mother, is Black Dragon posing the duress?
Yes, it is.
Yes, I thought as much. He's called Kalameet. Ferocious dragon indeed. Even mighty Anna Londa dared not provoke his ire. I see little good coming from this, but thy intent is to persevere to the bitter end. Good, good. What is bravery without a dash of recklessness? I've taken a liking to thee, and I owe thee much for thy service to Artorias. Now, watch, and see how Gough hunts dragons. Yes. A truer shot was never loosed. That bat will be grounded for a good spell. The rest is in thine hands. I await good tidings. Ah, dragon slaying. Knighthood's highest calling.
So yeah, that is one of the coolest cutscenes in the entire game. Ah, I love it so much. Alright, and with Kalameet grounded, we can now actually fight him. Not to say that it's going to be easy, because it is a very tough boss fight, especially concerning a specific move he has. But we shall do it. And running down. Get up off the ground. And block. And swing. And block. Oh, miss. Oh. There we go. Ow. You are just a nimble one, aren't you? There we go. Alright, so, word of warning, Kalameet is a pretty tough boss fight. He'll spread his flame from time to time, which very hard to dodge and can just hit everywhere, so just, you know, stay close to him. Swiping claw attacks and whatnot, and I think also a tail swing even. But his most devastating attack is definitely his grab attack, where he will curse you and basically like make you take extra damage and half your health and stamina, I think. It's just bad, so just be very wary of that. If he hits you with it, you are more than likely to go down. Where is he? I think he's over down there, but we shall know soon enough. Yep, there he is. I'm gonna run and collect my souls before he gets me. Alright, let's do this. Yep. Yeah, just be very careful. This is a very powerful dragon. Oh. Yep. And his fire attack can deal a lot of damage. That right there. That is his grab attack. Do not be in front of his face when he does that. Come here, buddy. Now, unlike most of the dragons we've battled so far, I don't think Kalameet has a tail weapon. Even if he does, his tail is way too high up to hit him. Which is why I don't think he has one. I've never known him to have one. Maybe he does, and I've just never... Run. when he does that one. Oh god, no. Alright, so yeah, you take some damage, and yeah, as you can see now, I take even way more damage now. As long as that little pip is above my head, I'm going to be taking extra damage. Which is really bad, especially because I'm so low in here. But I think so long as I'm patient and careful, just about manage it. Thankfully, the shield is very good on fire damage. Okay, I think this... Oh, okay, I think this is going to be a failure, but maybe. Oh, yeah, okay. I think I'm dead. Nope, somehow still alive, but I'm definitely going to die. Go down fighting. Oh my god, how did I somehow still killed him. Alright, well that was stressful. But we did it. And what do we get? What is our epic reward for taking on Kalameet? The Calamity Ring, which receives double damage. Yep. All we get for defeating that powerful dragon is a ring that makes the game even harder. What a concept. Oh well, at least we get a bunch of souls from different heroes. I have like 0 health right now, so I gotta be careful what I'm doing and where I'm going. And got some of Go's great arrows. So, with Kalameet slain, we're gonna go all the way back to our new friend, Hawkeye Gough. Climbing up the ladder. Climbing up the ladder. Climbing up the ladder. It's a rather long ladder. Oh, and if you think this place seems familiar, yeah, you remember the waterfall basin area, the Darkroot Basin area where we fought the Hydra and initially got grabbed by the by the Dark Orb, and where the Golden Golem was carrying, what's her name? Priest Girl from Ulusil? Yeah, well, that area right there is most likely the same spot, especially considering the ladder and the waterfall placements and stuff. Though it does make me question where the rest of the land that it's connected to came from, or at least is going to come from. Who knows, perhaps there's like going to be a major earthquake and it's just going to cause a landslide or something. I don't know. Definitely is, or at least it seems very close to being the same place. And you know, I don't think we ever really learn how long it's been since the fall of Lucille to our modern time frame. It's been a long time because Darkroot Garden is definitely the future version of Lucille. So a lot has happened. And a lot of time has passed for it to degrade that much. So who knows? Maybe it's been so long that it's been long enough for giant changes in landmass to occur like that. Anyways, we're going to climb back up this ladder. Talk to our friend.
Why, thou hast defeated Kalameet? Wondrously played. Lord Gwyn's blessing upon thee. That beast will never take to the skies again. Dragons shall never be forgotten. We knights fought valiantly, but for every one of them, we lost 80 of our own. Exhilaration, pride, hatred, rage. The dragons teased out our dearest emotions. Thou will understand one day. At thy twilight, old thoughts return in great waves of nostalgia. This great bow, I shan't need it, but no dragons to hunt. I know not if a human could even operate it. But here, thy need outweighs mine.
Yeah, we got his giant bow. Now, of course, in our hands it's a lot smaller, but it's still cool that we get it. It allows us to grab really all of the weapons from each of the 4 knights. And I think even their armor sets, too. Obviously, Soraka, I think her name is. Sirka, whichever. I didn't grab her weapons and armor just because they're not something I'd ever use. And I don't really see the point in killing her otherwise. Artorias, though, I'm obviously wearing his armor. And then there's Ornstein, his armor and his weapon. And Artorias' shield and sword are available for us to get. And now Go's bow. He's given his bow to us. And I think you can also get his armor set from the boss armor merchant. The guy who's on that bridge and is just like, Aishamane.
I suspect thou hast taken a gander at it, but the dark of the abyss, which swallowed poor Artorias, threatens to devour our entire land of Lucille. It seems that this dire fate is unavoidable, but seduced by a dark serpent or no, they awoke that thing themselves and drove it mad. One's demise is always one's own making.
So yeah, and here's Go corroborating the story that a dark serpent, most likely Frampt, helped, basically tricked the people of Lucille into awakening the primeval man.
If thine wish is to succeed poor Artorias and challenge the spread of the dark, then thou must face Manus, father of the abyss. The dark emanates from Manus himself. Even if this land shall expire, thou may be able to prevent further corrosion. But even so, one day the flames will fade, and only dark will remain, and even a legend such as thyself can do nothing to stop that. Now, do not mistake my words. I cherish my work. Wood carving is a nuanced art. I would have much to talk about with that blacksmith. In truth, how is the old chap, I wonder? Still hammering away, I should hope. Now, do not
Alright, and he doesn't really say anything more.
farewell, may every honor be bestowed upon thee.
As you notice, he did mention a blacksmith of some kind. There are potentially 3 candidates for who this blacksmith is. There's Andre, our blacksmith friend. Wouldn't really make any sense for it to be him, considering the fact that, well, it has obviously been a very long time since Ulysses has existed. And I mean, if you'll recall, Artorias is a legend in our day. He is practically a myth. So, and that had to take a long time, especially for, if you'll remember, that cat lady and the protectors of the Darkroot Forest, their entire thing is protecting Artorias' grave. So, basically, for it to become so common for people to try and rob Artorias' grave for the secret of abyss walking, that an entire order was established to prevent that and keep the grave safe, and had been operating for long enough that they became a sort of legend unto themselves. This means that Artorias has been dead for a long, long time, and thus, this moment in which we killed him happened a long time ago. Therefore, doesn't really make sense for Andre to be the one who, Go is talking about. Further included in the fact that at this moment in the time, it is very unlikely that the flame is yet fading. With the way he talks about it, mentioning how one day the flame will fade, it's implying that it's not fading yet. So this is so far back that the undead curse and everything hasn't even happened yet. Which is, kind of mind-blowing when you really consider it. But yeah, so it's unlikely that he's talking about Andre. Another candidate is potentially the giant blacksmith in Anor Londo, who is able to forge us, the boss weapons, which would make sense. He is, constantly hammering away, and he is a giant like Go. So that may suggest a kinship of some kind. Or he might be talking about the nameless blacksmith god, who I have mentioned before. And he is mentioned in things like Demon Titanite, which mentions right here, when the nameless blacksmith deity passed, from several slabs, the great beasts arose with the power of Titanite remains within them, and they still roam Lordran to this day. Another one is, let me see, Titanite slabs. Titanite stuff for reinforcement, legendary slabs for the domain of the gods. Reinforce the standard weapons to plus 15. Legendary slabs are the heirlooms of a nameless blacksmith deity who forged the weapons of other gods. Weapons forged with this slab become rare legendary weapons. So, yeah, it's either the nameless blacksmith deity, or it's that giant in Anor Londo, who is most likely the apprentice, or at least a student of that blacksmith deity, because he is capable of forging god weapons and ascending them and all that. Speaking of which, I should probably double check whether or not I can actually, because I haven't been able to upgrade my Black Knight Greatsword anymore. I forget if that's simply because the Black Knight Greatsword can only be done to +5, or if I'm supposed to take it to that giant to upgrade it further. I'll have to double check on that later. But before we do all that, actually, hell, why don't we go and see if we can check right now? Actually, it might be a bit of a hassle to get there. Well, I'll leave that for, you know, in between episode double investigation and whatnot. But I mean, even if I can't, Black Knight Greatsword is still powerful. I mean, it's been easily killing bosses for us. Like, God, I don't even remember if I've had to try multiple times on a boss. Well, Smo and Ornstein I had to do multiple tries, but other than that, I don't... Smo and Ornstein... I don't remember who else I've had to double try on, but Black Knight Greatsword definitely is a part of why I've been so successful in this playthrough, just because it's such a insanely powerful weapon. But yeah, so that is going to do it for us for today. Next time, we'll be continuing our adventures in Ulasil, resuming the path that we took last episode, and maybe, hopefully, getting to the body, the disturbed vessel, even, of primeval man, Manus. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like and a comment below if you've enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out.